24th and 25th of September 2013. We are back in Google's Brussels office for the third edition of the EU Hackathon, supported by both Google and Facebook, as well as by NGOs from across Europe.
Functioning since then, thanks to this.
30 hackers from all over the world are taking part in the event. This year, the hackathon is focused on surveillance governance.
You have to think that what you are producing today is not the end product, but it's a product that should serve to build something else.
There are no foreigners in cyberspace.
The hackers' mission is to create tools to visualize information flows. To do so, they use available datasets from network analysis, corporate reports, and from requests under the Freedom of Information Act.
I'm Caroline de Kock. I'm the EU Hackathon organizer. Ideally, the hackathon will result into visualizations. So the hackers will create images that show citizens which data is being accessed, why it's being accessed, and by whom.
The event topic is in tune with international news. Edward Snowden's revelations about the NSA's electronic spying programs have recently stirred controversy. Trevor Tim is an activist who campaigns for government transparency and free speech.
Hi, my name is Trevor Tim, and I'm the Executive Director of the Freedom of the Press Foundation. If you want to change surveillance practices in any given country, the most vital thing you can have is transparency. Without knowing what the government is doing, it's impossible to change it. It's also impossible to get the public to care enough to want to change it. And so what these Edward Snowden revelations have done have really changed the game in the US so that the American people actually know what's going on.
Another speaker at the event is Milton Mueller, a US academic who focuses his research on global internet governance issues.
I'm Milton Mueller, professor at Syracuse University School of Information Studies. I think we need to be concerned about the fact that a central authority is collecting all of this information without our knowledge and without our consent, and then we don't know how they're going to use it. It could be that they're, trying to manipulate the political process. It could be that they're going to expose some sensitive information about us.
The programmers have 24 hours to complete their mission. Some hackers work alone, but most work as part of a team. Eduardo and Cristina are developing an Android app.
He's working on the structure of the application, and I'm doing all the graphic device that we need, all the assets that we need to put into the applications.
The user is prompted to answer some questions about his behavior for each application installed. So you can set, for example, how many hours you use Facebook a day, how often do you share your status, etc. And then you answer the questions for different application, and then you will be prompted here where you will see the exposure risk level.
This team of Belgian teachers is working on another concept, an online story based on a video game called Cyberspace Invaders that seeks to deliver an empowering message to children.
I'm personally not very convinced that it's a matter of putting more laws, because laws are made to be broken. So I think the solution is more to educate people at a very young age that they can not only consume video games, but they can also create games and interactive devices.
Francesca Bosco agrees. Her job is to fight cybercrime, and she knows that the issue is far from black and white.
I'm Francesca Bosco, and I'm a project officer at Unicry. Usually our projects have an holistic approach, meaning that we encompass different set of activities which can go from training to assisting in the legal reform, to awareness-raising campaigns, and various, for example, set of activities together with victims of crimes or law enforcement or the judiciary level.
After 20 hours of writing lines of code, it's time to recharge batteries. A short break before putting the final touches to the projects. Pompeu Casanovas is a sociology professor based in Barcelona who studies semantic technologies.
My name is Pompeu Casanovas. I am the head of the Law and Technology Institute of the Autonomous University of Barcelona. Well, the semantic web is the organization of knowledge. So all the information that is going through the web can be organized and tagged, and you structure this information as data. So the semantic web is the organization of data, metadata, so the organization of the data themselves, and the connection between these data and people, and you.
We're back at Google. The competition is coming to a close and all 14 teams are presenting their projects. They have just 5 minutes to convince the jury members about the value of the tools they created.
We developed an app that is called Exposure.
And one mark it as red, that's the right answer.
State of surveillance monitor.
The exposure of an ordinary internet user to web services.
A link about access. When you're browsing the data,
We are now at the European Parliament for the closing event with the long-term advocate for private data protection, Vice President of the European Commission, Viviane Reding.
Coders have literally built the new world we're living in today.
And finally, the winners are announced.
Team Frontwise.
The winning team, 2013, hails from the Netherlands. They have designed Big Sis, the big sister that monitors Big Brother.
I'm proud of the effort. Looks good, works well, and it's a team effort.
It's really cool that the jury appreciated our efforts in it.
Of course, we hope that millions of users will access it for free and use it to evaluate their privacy online.
In fact, all hackathon projects can be accessed online at visualizing.org.
Smile, congratulations.
See you next year in Brussels for another edition of the EU Hackathon.